These bulldozers aren't advertised. They aren't sitting in showrooms, and when one appears for sale, it disappears fast. Construction companies still hunt these machines down, not because they're old, but because nothing modern has truly replaced them. Built before electronics, emission systems, and software lockouts, these dozers just work. Today we're counting down 10 old dozers construction companies still hunt for machines so reliable they became legends. Number 10. Caterpillar D6C. The Caterpillar D6C is one of those machines that quietly earned legendary status, not through marketing or headline specs, but through decades of uninterrupted work. Introduced at a time when bulldozers were still designed around mechanical balance rather than electronics, the D6C became a favorite for contractors who needed a dependable, mid-sized dozer that could be trusted on almost any type of job site. What construction companies still hunt for today is not just the machine itself, but what it represents. A dozer that can be run hard, shut down dirty, started cold the next morning, and sent straight back to work without hesitation. One of the biggest reasons the D6C remains in demand is its mechanical simplicity. There are no computers deciding how the transmission should behave, no sensors that shut the machine down because a value drifted outside an acceptable range. Everything is mechanical, direct, and understandable. When a D6C develops a problem, it usually announces it clearly through sound, vibration, or performance changes, giving operators and mechanics time to react. That predictability is priceless on remote construction sites where dealer support may be days away. From a productivity standpoint, the D6C sits in a near-perfect weight and power class. It is heavy enough to push serious material without excessive track spin, yet light enough to transport more easily than larger dozers. Contractors still prefer it for road construction, forestry clearing, irrigation canals, and general site preparation. Its balance on slopes is another reason companies seek it out. Many modern machines rely on electronic aids to manage stability, while the D6C achieves it through pure design. Another major factor driving demand is rebuild economics. A worn D6C can often be fully rebuilt, engine, transmission, undercarriage, for a fraction of the cost of a new dozer. Once rebuilt, it delivers years of reliable service with lower operating complexity. This makes it especially attractive to small and mid-sized construction companies that need dependable equipment without long-term financing risks. The Caterpillar D6C isn't hunted because it's old, it's hunted because it still works. Number 9. Komatsu D65A8. The Komatsu D65A8 is widely regarded as one of the most dependable mid-size bulldozers ever produced by Komatsu. And that reputation is exactly why construction companies still actively search for it today. Built before electronics became deeply embedded in machine control systems, the D65A8 represents a generation of dozers where reliability came from strong mechanical design rather than software management. On tough construction sites, that difference matters. What sets the D65A8 apart is how well it balances power, weight, and durability. It is strong enough to handle serious bulk pushing, ripping, and grading, yet not so heavy that undercarriage wear becomes unmanageable. Contractors value this balance because it keeps hourly operating costs predictable. A D65A8 doesn't surprise you with sudden electronic failures or complex diagnostic issues. When something wears out, it does so gradually and visibly. The machine's mechanical transmission and hydraulic systems are a major reason it's still hunted. Experienced mechanics can service and repair most components using standard tools without needing proprietary diagnostic equipment. This makes the D65A8 especially valuable in regions where dealer support is limited or expensive. On pipeline projects, road construction, and land development jobs, downtime costs far more than fuel, and the D65A8 minimizes downtime by being easy to keep alive. Operators also play a role in this machine's ongoing demand. Many describe the D65A8 as honest to run. Blade response is immediate, steering input feels direct, and the machine communicates its limits clearly. There's no electronic smoothing or delay. What the operator commands is what the machine does. That level of control increases productivity and reduces mistakes, especially in fine grading or slope work. Another reason companies still hunt the D65A8 is parts availability. Komatsu produced this model in significant numbers, and the aftermarket has responded with strong support. Engines, pumps, undercarriage components, and even full rebuild kits are widely available, making long-term ownership viable. For many contractors, a well-maintained or freshly rebuilt D65A8 is a smarter investment than a new dozer burdened by complexity and high repair costs. Number 8. Caterpillar D7G. The Caterpillar D7G occupies a unique position in dozer history, and that is precisely why it remains highly sought after decades after production ended. It sits perfectly between medium and heavy classes, offering enough mass and power for serious earth-moving while retaining the control and versatility needed for precision work. For construction companies, that combination is rare and valuable. One of the defining traits of the D7G is its incredibly durable undercarriage and final drive system. These components were built with heavy construction abuse in mind, not optimized for weight savings or emissions targets. As a result, many D7Gs have survived multiple engine rebuilds while their core structures remain intact. Contractors hunt these machines because they know the foundation is strong, everything else can be rebuilt. The D7G also earned a reputation for exceptional blade control. Whether pushing heavy fill, working landfill material, or cutting slopes, the machine responds smoothly and predictably. Unlike modern dozers that rely on electronic modulation, the D7G delivers control through mechanical feedback. Skilled operators can feel the load and adjust instantly, improving efficiency and reducing wear. Another reason the D7G remains popular is its adaptability. It performs well in demolition, quarry work, road building, and large site preparation. With a ripper attachment, it becomes a powerful groundbreaking tool. Without one, it excels at mass dozing and grading. This flexibility makes it especially attractive to contractors who need one machine to cover multiple roles. From an ownership perspective, the D7G benefits from Caterpillar's vast legacy parts ecosystem. Even today, rebuilt components, aftermarket upgrades, and service knowledge are widely available. Many fleets specifically seek D7Gs with rebuild potential, knowing that a properly overhauled unit can deliver years of reliable service. The continued demand for this model is proof that good engineering never goes out of style. Number 7. John Deere 850B. The John Deere 850B is one of those bulldozers that earned its reputation quietly, through relentless work rather than publicity. While it never dominated headlines the way some Caterpillar models did, contractors who ran the 850B learned quickly that it was a serious machine. That reputation is exactly why construction companies still hunt for it today. At the heart of the 850B's appeal is its exceptional undercarriage strength and traction. Deere engineered this model to work effectively in soft ground, uneven terrain, and harsh conditions where stability matters more than raw speed. Forestry contractors, land clearing crews, and heavy site prep operators found that the 850B could keep moving when other machines struggled for grip. The mechanical systems of the 850B are another major reason for its lasting demand. Built before complex electronics became standard, the machine relies on straightforward hydraulic and drivetrain designs. This simplicity allows field repairs that would be impossible on modern equipment. Mechanics appreciate the accessibility of components, and owners appreciate the reduced dependence on dealer service. Operators often describe the 850B as a confidence machine. It feels planted, predictable, and forgiving. Qualities that reduce operator fatigue and mistakes. Blade response is steady, steering is smooth under load, and the machine maintains balance even on challenging slopes. These characteristics make it ideal for long shifts in demanding environments. From a business standpoint, the 850B offers strong long-term value. Rebuilt machines can be purchased and maintained at a cost far lower than new equivalents, yet still deliver reliable performance. In regions with strong Deere parts support, the 850B remains a practical, dependable choice for contractors who value uptime over technology. Its continued presence on job sites is proof that solid mechanical design still matters. Number 6. Komatsu D355A. The Komatsu D355A is not a dozer that earns respect quietly. It announces itself through sheer size, weight, and authority. Built for jobs where material volumes are measured in thousands of cubic meters per shift, the D355A became one of Komatsu's most feared and admired machines. Even decades later, construction companies still hunt for this exact model. because very few dozers deliver the same combination of brute force and mechanical dependability. What makes the D355A so valuable today is its unapologetically heavy construction. This machine was designed in an era when overbuilding was considered good engineering. The frame is massive, the blade mounts are reinforced, and the drivetrain components are sized to handle continuous full-load operation. On large earth-moving projects such as dam construction, mining support, and massive site leveling, the D355A proved it could push more material per pass than smaller machines, reducing cycle counts and operator fatigue. Unlike modern ultra-heavy dozers that rely heavily on electronic monitoring systems, the D355A remains largely mechanical. That matters in real-world conditions. Dust, vibration, extreme heat, and poor fuel quality are all realities on major construction sites, especially in developing regions. The D355A tolerates these conditions far better than modern machines with sensitive electronics. When something begins to fail, it usually does so gradually, giving crews time to respond rather than shutting the machine down instantly. Another reason contractors still hunt the D355A is its reputation for rebuild longevity. These machines are rarely used up. Engines, transmissions, and undercarriage components can be rebuilt multiple times, while the core structure remains sound. For fleet owners, this makes the D355A a long-term asset rather than a disposable tool. A properly rebuilt D355A can return to work and remain productive for many more years. Fuel consumption is high, there's no denying that. But in applications where production matters more than efficiency, the D355A still makes financial sense. When one of these machines comes up for sale in rebuildable condition, experienced buyers move quickly. They know exactly what it is and how hard it is to replace. Number 5. Caterpillar D8H. The Caterpillar D8H is widely regarded as one of the toughest bulldozers Caterpillar ever produced, and its continued demand proves that reputation is well earned. This machine became a benchmark for heavy construction dozers, trusted on projects where failure simply wasn't an option. Even today, contractors actively search for D8Hs because they represent a level of durability that modern machines struggle to match. At the heart of the D8H's appeal is its legendary powertrain reliability. The mechanical transmission, final drives, and torque converter were built to handle extreme loads over long periods without overheating or premature wear. This made the D8H especially valuable for mining, quarry operations, and massive earth-moving projects where the machine might run at high load for entire shifts. The undercarriage of the D8H is another reason it remains hunted. It was designed to absorb punishment, rocks, debris, uneven terrain, without constant adjustment or replacement. Contractors know that undercarriage costs can make or break a dozer's economics, and the D8H consistently delivered long service life in this area. Operators trusted the D8H because it behaved predictably. Blade response was smooth, steering under load was stable, and the machine communicated its limits clearly. There were no hidden electronic interventions changing machine behavior mid-push. That trust translated into higher productivity and safer operation, especially on difficult terrain. From a maintenance perspective, the D8H is refreshingly straightforward. Mechanics understand it, parts remain available, and rebuild procedures are well documented. Many D8H still working today are on their second or third major rebuild, a testament to the strength of the original design. For contractors facing extreme work conditions, the D8H remains a known quantity. When one becomes available, it's rarely overlooked. Number 4. Case 1150C. The Case 1150C is often described as one of the most underrated heavy dozers ever built, but among experienced contractors, it has a near-cult following. This model earned its reputation not through brand dominance, but through relentless reliability and a design that prioritized strength over sophistication. That's why construction companies still actively hunt for it. One of the defining features of the 1150C is its exceptionally strong frame. Case engineers built this machine to handle demolition, rock work, and heavy pushing without flexing or cracking. Even after decades of service, many 1150Cs remain structurally sound, something that cannot be said for all machines of similar age. The hydraulic system of the 1150C is another major advantage. It is simple, robust, and forgiving. Leaks are easy to trace, pumps are serviceable, and control valves are accessible. For contractors operating in environments where downtime is expensive, this simplicity is a major asset. The 1150C is also prized for its versatility. It performs well as a general dozer, but also adapts easily to ripping, winch work, and specialized site tasks. Smaller fleets in particular value this flexibility, as one machine can cover multiple roles without excessive attachment complexity. Economically, the 1150C makes sense. Purchase prices are often lower than equivalent Caterpillar models, while rebuild potential remains high. Contractors who understand the machine know they can invest in repairs and still come out ahead compared to buying new. In many regions, the 1150C has become a quiet hunter's prize, overlooked by casual buyers, but snapped up instantly by those who know exactly what it offers. Number 3. Caterpillar D9G. The Caterpillar D9G is where bulldozers cross the line from heavy equipment into pure earth-moving dominance. This machine was designed for work that smaller dozers simply cannot survive. Construction companies still hunt for the D9G because very few machines can replicate its combination of weight, traction, and mechanical resilience. The D9G's massive operating weight gives it an advantage that cannot be programmed into newer machines. Traction is constant, blade loads are stable, and pushing power remains consistent even in the toughest material. On landfill compaction, heavy ripping, and large-scale grading projects, the D9G performs with authority. Mechanically, the D9G is brutally simple for its size. Its systems are designed to handle stress rather than avoid it. Failures are rare, and when they occur, they tend to be mechanical and repairable rather than electronic and mysterious. That predictability is why contractors trust the D9G on high-risk projects. Operators respect the D9G because it demands skill but rewards it. There's no automation masking poor technique. A good operator can extract incredible productivity from the machine, while a careless one will quickly learn its limits. That honesty builds confidence and efficiency over time. Today, the D9G is most often found in heavy construction, mining support, and military-style earth-moving roles. When a rebuildable unit becomes available, experienced buyers know they are looking at one of the last truly indestructible dozers ever built. Number 2. Komatsu D375A2. The Komatsu D375A2 is one of those machines that changes how a job site operates the moment it arrives. Designed for mining-scale earth-moving and the heaviest construction work imaginable, this dozer earned its reputation by doing what smaller machines simply cannot, pushing massive volumes of material continuously, hour after hour, without losing composure. Even decades after production, construction companies still hunt specifically for the D375A2 because its combination of power, durability, and mechanical intelligence remains incredibly difficult to replace. What sets the D375A2 apart is not just horsepower, but usable traction and stability. This machine was engineered to put its power into the ground efficiently. Its weight distribution, track design, and undercarriage geometry allow it to maintain grip under extreme blade loads. On projects like dam construction, large-scale mining support, and major infrastructure cuts, that matters more than peak power numbers. When the blade fills, the D375A2 keeps moving. One of the biggest reasons contractors still pursue this model is its mechanical resilience. Unlike newer ultra-heavy dozers that rely on layered electronic systems to manage torque, transmission behavior, and hydraulic response, the D375A2 operates with a far more direct mechanical logic that makes it predictable. When something begins to wear or fail, the machine communicates it through sound, temperature, or performance changes, not sudden shutdowns triggered by software. From a maintenance standpoint, the D375A2 is respected rather than feared. Yes, it's a massive machine, and repairs are not small jobs, but they are understandable jobs. Engines can be rebuilt, transmissions can be serviced, and major components can be overhauled without factory-only software locks. For contractors operating far from major dealer hubs, that independence is critical. Fuel consumption is undeniably high, but the economics often still favor the D375A2. On jobs where production speed and reliability determine profitability, one D375A2 can outperform multiple smaller machines, simplifying logistics and labor. That's why mining contractors and heavy civil firms still watch auctions closely for rebuildable units. The D375A2 is not a machine you buy casually. It's a calculated decision, one made by companies that understand exactly what kind of work they do and exactly how hard that work can be. When they need certainty at scale, this is the dozer they hunt for. Number 1. Caterpillar D9H. At the very top of the list stands the Caterpillar D9H, a bulldozer so respected that its reputation alone drives demand. This is not just a machine, it is a benchmark. Among contractors, mechanics, and operators, the D9H is often spoken about with a level of respect reserved for very few pieces of equipment. Even today, decades after production ended, construction companies actively hunt for this exact model because nothing else quite replaces what it does. The D9H represents Caterpillar at its most uncompromising. Built for extreme conditions, this dozer was designed to operate at high loads for long periods without structural fatigue. Its massive frame, heavy final drives, and legendary undercarriage allow it to push, rip, and compact material that would overwhelm lighter machines. On landfill operations, major earthworks, mining support, and military-grade construction, the D9H earned its place as a machine that simply does not quit. One of the defining characteristics of the D9H is its mechanical honesty. There are no electronic layers masking behavior or protecting the operator from poor decisions. When the machine is working hard, you feel it. When something is wrong, you hear it. That direct feedback allows skilled operators to extract maximum productivity while minimizing damage. It also allows mechanics to diagnose issues without guesswork. From a reliability standpoint, the D9H is legendary. Many units still operating today are on their second or third full rebuild, a testament to the strength of the original design. Engines, transmissions, and undercarriage components can be replaced or rebuilt repeatedly, while the core structure remains intact. This rebuildability is one of the main reasons companies still hunt the D9H. It's not a disposable asset, it's a long-term workhorse. Economically, the D9H makes sense where failure is not an option. While operating costs are high, the cost of downtime is higher. Contractors trust the D9H because it delivers consistent output in environments where electronics, sensors, and emission systems often struggle. In the modern construction world filled with screens and software, the Caterpillar D9H stands as a reminder of a different engineering philosophy, one focused on strength, simplicity, and survival. That is why, even today, when one appears on the market, serious buyers don't hesitate. They know they're looking at one of the toughest bulldozers ever built. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks.